There's a question that has puzzled people for centuries. It's a big one. And today, we're not just going to ask that question, we're going to dive into what might be one of the most epic answers ever written: John Milton's Paradise Lost. This isn't just the story of Adam and Eve. No, this is the story of humanity's fall, what told from the perspective of its most famous villain.
Right, there it is. If God is all good, all powerful, then where does evil come from? Why let it happen? It's a question that keeps you up at night. And Milton's masterpiece, well, it doesn't just ponder the question, it builds an entire cosmos just to explore it.
See, here's the thing. To get to the bottom of evil in Milton's universe, you can't just start in some perfect garden. Nope. You have to start in hell itself, with the most charismatic, proud, and honestly unforgettable character maybe in all of literature: Satan. And that one line says it all. It is the absolute heart of Milton's Satan. It's not just a cool, defiant quote. It's a mission statement. It's a declaration of independence that fuels this entire incredible story. Okay, so let's get into it. The poem doesn't start with "Let there be light." It starts, surprisingly, after a massive, catastrophic failure. We open on Satan, just waking up, dazed, defeated, and lying on a lake of fire. So what just happened? Well, in a nutshell, he started a war against God. He lost, big time, and he and his followers were thrown out of heaven. But here's what's so fascinating. As he's taking in this awful new reality, his first thought isn't regret. It's not despair. It's pure defiance. He immediately decides to change tactics. If he can't win by force, he'll win through sabotage.
And this, right here, is his whole philosophy. Satan is basically saying that your location doesn't define you. Your mindset does. Heaven and hell, they're not just places on a map. They're states of mind. So yeah, he might be physically trapped in hell, but in his own mind, he's still free. He's still the master of his own fate.
Now, to really get a handle on this incredible story of a rebellion in heaven, we kind of need to understand the guy who wrote it. Because John Milton, he was a bit of a rebel himself, and he lived through some of the craziest times in English history. I mean, think about it. Milton saw a civil war tear his country apart. He saw a king get beheaded. He passionately supported a new republic, only to see it crumble and the monarchy come back. So when he finally wrote Paradise Lost, by then an old man, completely blind, and pretty let down by how things turned out, he poured all of that experience, all that righteous anger against tyranny, into his poem. You can practically hear Milton's own rebellious spirit in every single speech Satan gives.
So let's rewind a bit. How did this all even start? Why would God's brightest angel decide to declare war on his own creator? What could possibly lead to that?
Believe it or not, it all started with a promotion. God announces that his son is now his second in command. Well, one powerful archangel feels completely slighted. He's furious. He's consumed by envy, thinking he deserved that honor. So what does he do? He spins God's decision as an act of tyranny and starts recruiting for a rebellion. And that's the moment he gets a new name, Satan, which means the adversary.
And you know what? He was an incredible speaker. Just think about this for a second. A full 1/3 of all the angels in heaven were so convinced by his arguments that they joined him. This wasn't just some tiny protest. This was a full-blown civil war that literally tore paradise in two.
All right, so let's jump back to hell. Satan gets his defeated army together. They build this incredible dark capital city called Pandemonium, and they hold a great council to figure out what's next. I mean, how exactly do you get revenge on a being who is literally all-powerful?
And here we see a huge strategic debate. On one side, you have the demon Moloch, who's all brute force. He's screaming, "Let's go to war again! Full frontal assault!" But Satan, he's got a different idea. A much smarter, much more twisted idea. He's heard whispers of God's brand new, beloved creation, these fragile little beings called humans. And his plan is simple. Don't attack God. Corrupt the thing he loves most.
The whole plan, the entire thing, hinges on one key concept: free will. See, Milton says God gave humans the ability to choose for themselves. It's our greatest gift, but it's also our biggest weakness. It's the perfect loophole. It's the one tiny crack in the armor that Satan knows he can exploit. I mean, what could be a sweeter revenge than getting God's own creation to choose to turn against him? So the plan is a go. Seton embarks on this epic solo mission, traveling all the way from the depths of hell to this brand new world, Earth. And there he finds his target, a perfect garden, with two inhabitants who have no idea what's coming for them. He knows he can't just walk in, so he needs a disguise. He possesses the body of a serpent, a clever, subtle creature. And then he waits. He waits for the perfect opportunity, which comes when Eve decides she and Adam should work separately for a while, and that's when he makes his move. Now, his approach here is just brilliant, in a terrifying way. He doesn't threaten her, he doesn't use force, he flatters her. He uses logic, or what sounds like logic, to pick apart God's motives. He basically says that one rule you have, it's not for your protection, it's to keep you ignorant and powerless. He even lies, claiming he ate the fruit himself, and that's how he, a mere animal, learned to talk. And it works. His words plant a seed of doubt, of ambition, of curiosity. She looks at the fruit, and she takes it. She eats. And in that one tiny moment, everything, absolutely everything, changes forever. When Adam finds out what she's done, he's completely horrified. But he realizes he's facing an impossible choice, a life in paradise without her, or a fallen life with her. And for him, it's no choice at all. He eats the fruit not because he was tricked, but out of love for Eve. He decides that if she's going down, he's going down with her. And bam, the second they both eat, reality just crashes down on them. They're suddenly hit with a storm of new, ugly emotions: lust, guilt, anger, shame. Paradise isn't just a place they have to leave. Paradise inside them is already gone, and the consequences come swift and hard. The sentences are handed down. The serpent is cursed. Eve and all women after her will experience pain in childbirth. Adam and all men will have to work and struggle just to survive. And the biggest blow of all, they will now get old, they will die, and they have to leave the Garden of Eden forever. But it's not all doom and gloom. As they're being led out of the garden, an angel gives Adam a vision of the future. And yes, it's a future filled with pain and hardship, but it ends with a promise, a glimmer of hope, that one day God's Son will come to earth and make the ultimate sacrifice to finally defeat Satan's work and give humanity a chance at redemption. And that brings us all the way back to Satan. See, this Satan in Paradise Lost is not some cartoon devil with a pitchfork. He is so much more complicated than that. He's a magnetic leader, a powerful speaker. He's a tragic figure whose own pride, whose own envy, led to his downfall. You could argue he's one of the most compelling and, dare I say, human characters ever written. Which leaves us with one last big question. After all is said and done, what is this epic poem really about? Is it the story of how humanity fell from grace? Or is it the personal tragedy of literature's greatest, most compelling villain, who simply decided it was better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven?